roll as they welcome the Cleveland Indians to Globe Life Park. Darvish gets the start to open the series, and he's on a roll himself, winning 3 of his last 4 starts and not giving up more than 2 runs in any of them. It's Friday night, and your Rangers take on the Indians next on TXA 21. Well, a beautiful Friday evening here in North Texas. Globe Life Park is the setting as your Rangers get set to host the Cleveland Indians, the first of 4 for this weekend series. And welcome into Rangers baseball along with Tom Graves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us tonight. Should be the start of a good series between these two teams, both of them right at 500. And for the Rangers, going in this first game to try and get off on the right foot, the Rangers have Darvish, Tom.
They do, Buzz, and obviously he's been a tremendous pitcher for the Rangers the whole time that he's been here. But over his last 4 starts, might be as good as he's been for the Rangers. Over his last 4 starts, he's averaged just about 8 innings per start. That's what you want to see from your ace. His ERA is just a little bit above 1. He's had 2 games where he's pitched 8 innings, hasn't given up a run, and struck out 12 batters. So he's on a nice roll right now, pitching against tough teams. He's never beaten the Cleveland Indians. He's only started against them twice, but he'll be trying to change that tonight.
And the Rangers have been giving him some run support lately, and they hope that continues now. They look to have their offense back in gear. Elvis Andrus and company getting set to take on the Cleveland Indians, the first of 4 from Globe Life Park. Starting lineups and first pitch right after this. 21 is sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. By Globe Life, the official life insurance company of the Texas Rangers. And by TXU Energy, inspired by you. Well, you and his Ranger teammates taking the field here at Globe Life Park tonight. Great evening. Again, a very brisk breeze blowing in from the south, coming over the Jumbotron out there in right field and whistling through the ballpark here tonight. Yu Darvish on the hill. A great start to the month of June for him. Last time out, threw the ball extremely well. He has for the last 3 or 4 times out, as Tom was telling you. But he'll take on an Indians team that is equally hot. The Indians come in having won 6 consecutive ball games. They just completed a perfect homestand at 6-0. And here is the Cleveland Indian batting order that will face Darvish here tonight. Michael Bourne, the center fielder, leads off as Drupal Cabrera is the shortstop. Michael Brantley bats third, plays left field. Jason Gipnis is the second baseman. Lonnie Chisenhall starts at first. Old friend David Murphy in right field batting sixth. Jan Gomes is the catcher. Carlos Santana DHs tonight. And the third baseman, Mike Aviles, bats ninth.
We'll take a look at the scouting report for Yu Darvish. He's had 10 starts this year. He's got the second best ERA in the American League at 2.08. He's 5-2. He's had double-digit strikeout totals in 3 of his last 4 starts. Cleveland is one of only 3 American League teams that he has yet to beat. Minnesota and Baltimore are the other 2. He's pitched pretty well against Cleveland. He's started twice. He's lost both games, but in those 2 games, his ERA is right at 3. So it's not because he didn't pitch well. The Rangers didn't score a lot of runs for him in those 2 starts. As you said, Buzz, they've started to score some runs for him lately. Hopefully that will continue tonight.
And we'll take a look at the Ranger defense behind Yu Darvish here tonight. A very familiar lineup for Ron Washington's squad. Shin-Soo Choo in left, Leonis Martin in center, Alex Rios in right. Moreland at first, Odor and Andrews up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third, and Chris Jimenez is catching Yu Darvish. Has for the last 4 times out now that Darvish has taken the hill. So just about ready to get underway. The first pitch of the night to Michael Bourne is outside for ball 1. Bourne, the speedster, up there at the top of the order, hitting .295. 1 for 1 in the only at bat he had against Yu Darvish. He takes a strike to even the count. Bourne off to a great start this year. A couple of home runs, 16 driven in at the top of the Indians' order. And high and away, 2-1 now the count. It's the Indians and the Rangers both at even 500, 30 wins and 30 losses. The difference is the Indians in third place in the AL Central. The chopper, nice play by Darvish up the ladder, and he speared it and underhands the first. Bourne is gone. Good reaction by Yu Darvish on that comeback.
And it's always a good idea to get the leadoff hitter in any inning, but especially when it's Michael Bourne. It kind of ignites the Indian offense when they're scoring runs. So keeping him off base is part of the game plan tonight. Give him a ball that sunk pretty well, chopped it right into the ground, and fortunately Yu is about 6'5" and jumped up and made a nice easy play.
Coming down with the board, and Yu Darvish gets the first down. Now he will face Asdrubal Cabrera, the switch hitting shortstop. Cabrera off to a bit of a slow start this year, but he is coming on of late. .246 the average, 5 home runs, and 20 RBI. He takes strike 1. You mentioned the Indians third place in the AL Central. They are 3 games behind the Detroit Tigers. Meanwhile, the Rangers at 30-30 are 7 games back of the Oakland Athletics in the AL West. And Darvish jumps ahead of the count. No balls and 2 strikes to Cabrera. On Washington's club. Took yesterday's ball game against a very pesky Baltimore club. Boy, Baltimore come in really swinging the bats well, but Rangers able to get an 8-6 win in last night's game and salvage 1 of the 3 games against the Orioles. 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count. Darvish back to the plate. A check swing. Cabrera able to lay off that high fastball. It's 2-2. Rangers in an overshift on the infield for Cabrera. Adrian Beltre midway between second and third, the only player on the left side of the infield. And Rangers overloaded on the first base side. There's nobody down there. That's going toward the corner. Cabrera tomahawking a pitch, and he sends Alex Rios to get it and clear him off the wall. And a 1-out double puts Cabrera in scoring position.
Well, you mentioned that Cabrera got off to a bad start. That's his 13th double. The last 24 games he's hitting at 290, so he's starting to come around and swing the bat the way he's capable of swinging it. It's a pitch, borderline strike, maybe a little bit out of the strike zone. High fastball, he's able to get on top of it, get himself a double.
Well, the first base runner of the night, Cabrera at second base. Now Michael Brantley, the left fielder, will come up. Brantley right in the middle of the order, leading in both home runs and RBI for the Indians. A .308 average. He takes a strike at the knees. Brantley with 9 home runs, 42 driven in. A little more than a handful of at-bats against Yu Darvish. 1 for 6 is Brantley in his career against the Ranger right-hander.
Well, Brantley last year only hit .242. He had 14 home runs and 64 runs batted in. So he's on his way to having a much bigger season than that this year. But if you go back a little bit, it's not totally unexpected. He did have a season in 2011 where he hit 25 home runs and knocked in 92 runs. So he's been there before. Just has fallen back a little bit the last couple of years.
You can see the splits between home and road. He's really struggled this year on the road, as have the Indians in general. The pitch, it's also a little bit low. It's 2-1. The Tribe comes into this series 9-19 this year. That's the worst record in the American League on the road. They have played extremely well at home, but 10 games under 500 away from Cleveland. Terry Francona, former Ranger coach, is the skipper now in his second year with the Cleveland Indians. Cabrera at second base after the 1-out double.
And the only team that's come close to playing as well as at home is Toronto. Toronto's won 18 games at home. Cleveland's won 21 at home. That is a huge advantage for them.
Pitch just off the outside edge, and it's 3 balls and a strike. Darvish, whether by design or by happenstance, pitching very carefully to Michael Brantley. Jason Kipnis, the second baseman, waits in the on-deck circle. 3-1 as Darvish checks second base. And ball 4. Now first and second with 1 out for Kipnis. There are the numbers we were just talking about. Away 9-19 at home, 21-11. Runs per game, about a half a run differential. Team batting average significantly lower away from home. The ERA about a run higher. That's usually not a good combination. Not scoring as much and giving up more. Here's Kipnis, left-handed hitting second baseman. And he takes ball 1 a little bit low. Kipnis hitting just .237. 3 home runs, 13 driven in. And ball 2 misses.
A little struggle early in the first inning for Darvish. He's thrown 16 pitches. 10 of them have been balls, only 6 strikes. So he's struggling to find it right now.
Elvis Andrus going to go ahead and say something to the 27-year-old right-hander. Elvis, a pretty well-timed visit. I like that. Elvis has more and more taking charge on the infield for visits like that to try and settle things down a bit. 2-0 pitch. Now 2-1 as Gipnis swung through a two-seam fastball. Gipnis, another one of the Indian hitters that has struggled away from Cleveland. Yes, 2-0-4. Darvish with a 2-1 pitch. Hit well to right field. Going back is Rios. He has a play. Makes the catch, tagging at second. And moving to third is Cabrera. Throw comes into second, and Gipnis is out. That's 2 away, and now Lonnie Chisenhall will come up with runners at first and third.
Chisenhall's probably been their hottest hitter for the whole season, really. He's hitting .361. Doesn't have enough at-bats to qualify, but swinging it well. Former #1 draft choice. Hasn't done a lot yet at the big league level. Maybe this is his breakout season.
The Indians have had kind of a hard time finding a spot for him to play. Third baseman, and he's playing first right now. Really haven't. He hasn't settled into any one particular defensive place.
That .360 average will play pretty well, though. they'll might have to DH, but they'll find a spot for you in 1 through 9 if you can hit .360.
You're going to do that for a while, they will. And he rolls over on one, hits a 3-hopper out to Odor. It bobbles, but recovers in time to throw out Chisenhall. No damage done. A double and a walk and 2 left for the Indians. A half inning in the books. The Indians nothing. The Rangers coming up on TXA 21. The Indians down with a scoreless top of the first. Now the Rangers coming to bat in their half of the first inning. Shin-Soo Choo will lead it off. Elvis Andrus to follow, then Mitch Moreland. Adrian Beltre is the cleanup hitter. Alex Rios in right field batting fifth. Chris Jimenez catches. Leonis Martin in center field. Michael Joyce is the DH. He will hit eighth. And batting ninth at second baseman, Rougned Odor.
A scouting report for Trevor Bauer, starting pitcher for Cleveland tonight. He's had 4 starts. Pitched pretty well. Good opponent's batting average. Lefties are only hitting .194 against him. Hasn't pitched very well in 5 career road starts. He was a former #1 draft choice, the 3rd pick in the draft back in 2011. He went to UCLA, and Buzz, I think when you look at his record, he has to qualify as one of the greatest college pitchers of all time.
Yeah, no doubt.
He's in the discussion anyway.
No doubt. Won 34 games in 3 years for the Bruins. And set their all-time strikeout record. Just an outstanding college career. He misses inside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Shin-Soo Choo. Some would suggest he's a little quirky, though, talking about Trevor Bauer. That's all right.
He dances to the beat of his own drum. And, you know, in a sport like baseball where conformity is kind of the name of the game and conservative lifestyles are what people favor, he stands out a little bit.
Yeah. 2-1 pitch. There's a base hit to right field. So Chu, who had been mired in an 0 for 10, he has a leadoff single to start things for the Rangers. Well, Chu at first, let's take a look at the Indian defense behind Trevor Bauer. Michael Brantley is in left, Michael Bourne in center, and David Murphy will patrol right field. Lonnie Chisenhall at first, Jason Kipnis in second, as Drew Cabrera is the shortstop. Mike Aviles plays third, Jan Gomes is behind the plate, and the 23-year-old Trevor Bauer is on the hill. Now 1 on, nobody out. Kind of a familiar place for the Rangers in the first inning. Not with a base hit, but Chu had been getting on by hit by a pitch, walk, and you got a pitch to handle here. Staying in the middle of the plate, and Shin-Soo Choo getting that base hit. Elvis a 257 average. Bauer's 1-0. Now 1-1.
All right, Buzz, when you talk about Bauer, I should clarify what I said. He can be a little bit eccentric maybe, but he doesn't get in trouble. He's not a bad guy.
Right.
He goes to the bullpen and he has a headset on. Most guys don't do that. Most pitchers don't do that. He is probably his own coach. He likes to long toss. He does things that maybe other pitchers don't do, but he's a baseball player and always was growing up. That's what he does. That's what he did. And he does it his own way. So some people look at it like, hey, you've got a pitching coach, listen to what he says. I'm sure he listens, but he does it the way he wants to do it.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. And Elvis dropping down a bunt, and it's going to be foul down the third baseline. We'll come back and try it at a ball and 2 strikes. Well, when you get to the big leagues, it doesn't really matter how you've gone through the minor league system. You get to the big leagues, it's all about production.
Yep.
It's all about winning. If you win, you can do whatever you want. And nobody is going to say much to you.
That's right. It's pretty much what it boils down to.
Trevor Bauer, the National Collegiate Player of the Year, his last year, 2011 in UCLA. Arizona Diamondbacks made him their first pick. He was on a fast track to the big leagues and was involved in a trade last offseason. Tapper right back to him. To second, they get 1. Back to first, a double play. It was 1-6-3, and that was a familiar note for the Rangers. 4 ground ball double plays last night.
I think that's a 3rd straight night that the second place hitters hit into a double play after the leadoff hitter got on. Kind of fooled by that off-speed pitch. Makes some contact. Bauer does a nice job. Simple play, but a lot of times you'll see the pitcher make less than an accurate throw on that. Took his time, but a nice accurate throw led the shortstop across the bag for a simple double play.
Well, the base is empty now, 2 away here in the Ranger first, and Mitch Moreland will step in. Mitch upped his RBI total to 23 with that 2-run single in the first inning of last night's game.
Buzz, people have suggested that Arizona grew disenchanted with the way he went about his business, the way he prepared for games. But, the way I look at that is they had to know what he was like before they drafted him. He was a great college pitcher. And when you pick him, and he's gone whatever he was, 38-4, 34-8, whatever he was at UCLA, he's had some great success at the highest level of college baseball. Let him do it his way. Let him find out how he can do it his way.
Well, and it's a high pop-up out in the shallow right center field. And the shortstop Cabrera there to make the catch, and that'll do it. The Rangers get a leadoff single, but the double play takes care of that. We're going to the second here at Globe Life Park. No score, the Indians and the Rangers. Let's check in with Jane Slater. Jane?
Good evening, guys. Well, the Globe Life Texas Rangers Baseball Foundation grant program wants to help, create better conditions for more kids to go out there and play baseball and softball. You can do that by applying for a grant. Information and application can be found at texasrangers.com/foundation. Grant applications are due June 30th, 2014. Guys, back to you.
All right, Jane, thank you. And you might have heard in the background while Jane was telling you all about the foundation that David Murphy received a very nice ovation from the folks here at Globe Life. David, of course, a 7-year member of the Rangers.
Yeah, I'd have to say that was one of the nicest ovations for any former Ranger returning back home.
I would agree.
And I don't think anyone is surprised to hear it.
Well, David having a terrific year with the Indians. .280 the average with 5 home runs, and he is second on the team with 34 runs driven in. Takes a strike here and falls behind Yu Darvish. A ball and 2 strikes. 8-game hitting streak coming into play tonight for the Baylor ex David Murphy. 1-2 pitch.
Maybe they stopped calling that. He left the Rangers. They stopped calling that pitch.
I was going to say, apparently the Murphy zone is only in the Ranger uniform.
I bet you that pitch was called on him 100 times last year.
Probably the one above it,
that
too.
number 1 was probably called 50 times.
Got him swinging. A backdoor hook, and David Murphy gone on strikes. Yu Darvish with his first punch out, 1 away for Yan Gomes.
The first breaking ball that I can remember out of the 24 pitches that Yu has thrown. Might have been another one in there somewhere, but looks like he's going to make contact right there, but the ball dips underneath the bat, and he's a little bit out in front of it, too.
Now the catcher, Yan Gomes, will step in, batting at .261. He has half a dozen home runs, and he has driven in 19. Darvish set, the first pitch on the way. Hard hit into left field by the dive of Elvis Andrus. And Gomes with the first pitch single to left field. He is the second base runner, or I should say the second hit of the night off of Yu Darvish. Now take a look at the Ford leaderboard. Strikeouts per 9 innings. Steven Strasburg, who the Rangers saw in Washington, leading at 11.18. Yu Darvish second. He has the high water mark in the American League, 10.77. And John Lester and Zach Greinke all above 10. A 1 on, 1 out. Here's the switch hitting designated hitter, Carlos Santana, just back off the 7-day concussion DL. He takes ball 1. Santana played some third base this year at his request, and Terry Francona complied. Didn't have a great deal of success over there. The batting average, though, kind of an enigma. We're used to seeing Carlos Santana up in the mid to upper 200s with a lot of walks.
He still got the walks. I think it's pretty rare to see a batter with a 159 average and a 327 on base percentage. He's walked 43 times.
Terry Francona has moved him down to the 8th spot in the Indians order. There's a fastball for a strike, and it's 2-1.
Well, left-handed, he's only hitting 136. He's 15 for 110. But he's walked 31 times batting left-handed.
Got Yan Gomes at first, 1 out here in the second inning. Scoreless ball game. And the fastball catches the inside corner. Darvish able to work both edges to get back even in the count. Our pitch tracker showing you that Lemieux has been missing, and it hasn't been by much, even though he's had to throw a lot of pitches. Now the 2-2. High chopper off the plate. Darvish will have only 1 play. That's the first. They get Santana into second. Here's Yan Gomes. He's there with 2 outs now for Mike Aviles.
Batting ninth, third baseman, number 4, Mike Aviles.
See the spin on his breaking ball. You see exactly where Santana hit the ball, right on top of the ball. High chopper. Fortunately, it's not Michael Bourne that hit that ball. Otherwise, you probably would have hung on to it. But he's got a nice, easy play on Santana for the second out.
So the number 9 man in Terry Francona's order tonight, Mike Aviles. Third baseman hitting at .274. He has 21 driven in from the number 9 spot, and he swings to the first pitch and skies to left field. Shin-Soo Choo getting himself underneath and makes the catch, and that'll do it. Indians get a hit but strand a runner after 1.5. It's the Rangers nothing, the Indians nothing on TXA 21. Hey, Rangers fans, text your thoughts on Ron Washington's call, the pregame interview, to Mark McLemore at 469-209-2121. And if Mac reads your text in the postgame show tonight, you'll win a $50 Sporting Goods gift card, courtesy of Metro PCS. Yeah, the Rangers all decked out in there. Ranger red here tonight. Scoreless ball game. They come to bat in the bottom of the second. It'll be the middle third of the order to face Trevor Bauer. Adrian Beltre, Alex Rios, and Chris Jimenez. First pitch is high for ball 1. Adrian hitting at .311. He has now taken over the team leadership, 8 home runs. And all 8 of those home runs have come in the last 27 games for the Rangers. If you were watching last night after the ball game, Emily Jones interviewing Adrian Beltre and finally got him to admit that, yeah, I'm probably hot. Qualifies. Skies this one to right field, not hit very deep. David Murphy circling in underneath it. And that is out number 1. I guess he would have said begrudgingly.
Yeah.
When you talk about the heat getting hot toward summertime, heart of the order is heated up. May 22nd, since that date, Beltre at 407, Alex Rios at 386. 11 RBI for the Ranger third baseman, 5 for the right fielder. There haven't been a whole lot of men on for Alex Rios after Avian's gotten through. Whatever was out there, Rios is picking up. Overall, Alex at 322. That's good for third in the American League batting race. Still the team leader with 30 runs driven in. And Bauer missing inside. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Bauer to the wind. And a broken bat looper out in the shallow left field. Going out is Cabrera. It's over his head and drops in safely. As Cabrera, I've got to think, was a little taken aback by that business into the bat coming at him, too.
That's probably as far as a bat has gone. 15 feet into the outfield. Big swing, but the ball hit the handle of the bat. The result's pretty good, though. Base hit. Ball just barely beats the bat out there.
Well, a pair of hits now for the Rangers. Rios aboard with 1 out. And to bring up Chris Jimenez.
There's the ball. Here comes the bat following it.
Mike Aviles making beating a hasty retreat over there at third. First pitch to Jimenez is inside for ball 1. Chris, that lofty average at .424. This is his 9th start behind the plate since having his contract purchased back on the 20th of May. Rangers are 6-2 in the first 8 starts that he's had. 1-0 pitch. Now 2 balls and no strikes. Jimenez has been on base in all 8 games in which he's played, either by a hit or a walk. He's hit safely in 7 consecutive, as those numbers would show you. 467 with 6 RBI and 4 doubles in that time. I don't think there's any doubt that he's hot. You know that. 2-0 pitch. And that's a called strike, 2-1. Lance Barksdale answering the question of Chris Jimenez in the affirmative. That's still not the question, the answer that Chris Jimenez wanted, but our pitch tracker showing you that a little generous up and in. 2-1 the count. Rios a pretty good lead at first. He's staying put. And the pitch is off the plate inside. It's 3-1. Well, Bauer bound and determined to work Jimenez. And as a matter of fact, the 3 Rangers in this inning inside. And he has fallen behind Jimenez after giving up the broken bat single. Rios a pretty good lead. And of course, very good speed at first. He's staying put again, and that pitch is hit fair down the third baseline, and that's headed for the corner. Rios at third, he's going to be held there. The stop sign put up, and rightfully so. Michael Brantley did a good job of playing that carom before it got to the corner. But Chris Jimenez, another double, his 5th double in 9 ball games for the Rangers.
Got a fastball count. He got a fastball to hit. He got out in front of it and ripped it down the line. And this is a tough call for Gary because he wants to be aggressive at third base. He's dying to score Rios, who runs well. But you're right, Buzz. Brantley got the ball in very well. And I'm not too sure that he wouldn't have been a pretty easy out at the plate. That cost him a run right there. Hit the stool.
I think you're right.
If that doesn't hit the stool, the ball goes down into the corner. It hit the guard's stool and bounced right straight out to left field, and that cost Jimenez an RBI.
At second and third now with 1 out. Leonis Martin up there. He takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. The Indians will play the middle infielders back. The ground ball up the middle. They'll give up the run 4 and out. Cornermen, Aviles at third, Chisenhall at first, need to play up even with their respective bags. Leonis 277 with 17 runs driven in. And he hits this one to left center field, not very deep. Rios tagging, the catch is made. Rios is coming to the plate. Here comes the throw, it's not in time. And Alex able to score the sacrifice fly by Leonis Martin. The Rangers take a 1-0 lead.
It doesn't matter if the ball hit the guard's stool because he scored anyway.
Michael Bourne, a very good center fielder in every aspect except throwing. He doesn't have the strongest arm. Covers an awful lot of ground.
From behind home plate, it looked pretty good because you couldn't tell exactly how far it was going to go. It kind of died around the pitcher's mound, though.
Well, the Rangers take a very early 1-0 lead here, and they have Jimenez at second. Now 2 outs, And the DH Michael Choice up there. Michael Choice has been extremely good this year with runners in scoring position.
It's good to see Michael in the lineup. Last night he fouled the ball extremely hard into his ankle and then smoked a double off the wall in right field and limped into second base and had to come out of the game. So nice to see Michael rebounded from that overnight and was able to be in the lineup again. He had a good game last night. Home run and a double.
1-0 pitch is a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. And he did this last night. That was his first time up in the second inning. Well, he had a rope he could have hung out laundry on to the bullpen in left center field. 2 balls, no strikes. So Michael in a pretty good count now for a hitter. Jimenez at second. And Bauer back off the pitching rubbers. He began to come set. Rangers able to put 2 hits together in this inning and a sacrifice fly by Leonis Martin to take the lead. And a base hit to left field. Jimenez being waved around third. Here comes the throw from Brantley. It is high. The tag is late.
Whoa!
Slide under Jimenez. Under the tag of Yan Gomes. And Terry Francona will come out very slowly to home plate.
It looked like it was a great call by Lance Barksdale from our angle. The throw was in time, but it was high. Gomes had to jump for it, and before he could come down and make the tag, it looked like Jimenez slid underneath the tag. Good aggressive call by Gary. You see how badly he wants to score runners. And there's his foot's on the bag before he gets tagged. That's a good job by Gary, waving the runner around. And a beautiful camera shot of the Rangers' second run.
Well, Michael Choice again coming through. A 2-out RBI, and the Rangers take a 2-0 lead. Good job by Chris Jimenez getting under that tag just ever so slightly. No, with Choice now at first base. Rougned Odor, the number 9 hitter, steps in. And he pounds one to right field. Going back is Murphy. Way back, goodbye. Rougned Odor, the first pitch he sees from Trevor Bauer, hits it into the home run porch, and the Rangers lead 4-0.
I'll say this for Rougned. He's hit 2 home runs this year, and both of them have been long home runs. The one in Houston was a little farther than that one, into the second deck in right field at their ballpark. And this one, you see a lot of home runs get to the lower level, but not a whole lot this year to the upper level. But the little guy knocked one up there. Big smile on his face. He turned on that first fastball that he saw from Trevor Bauer.
Odor, his second home run of the year, and the Rangers now have homered in 5 straight ball games. That's their longest streak this year. Odor getting some.
He doesn't swing like a little guy. Watch this swing. Leg kick. Big swing. Follow through as he watches the ball sail out of the ballpark.
Odor now 13 runs driven in. And then showing you some things that he can do. He's a very talented 20-year-old. 0-2 count, and 2 down on strikes. Bauer gets the strikeout, and that'll do it for the Rangers. But a big 4 runs for Texas on 4 hits, nobody left. We're going to the third. Rangers 4, Indians nothing, courtesy of Rougned Odor and company. Not only tonight, but our Globe Live quote of the game on that subject by Ron Washington. You're always going to be teaching and trying to fix something. When you've got kids that are talented, it's easy. And they're going to make mistakes, but I never see them give up. In the end, it's going to pay dividends, and more so sooner than later with most of the guys. Rougned Odor now 2 home runs and 13 RBI and fewer than 20 ball games. He has been something, and of course, a lot of the young guys, pitching staff has come through. Nick Martinez has done a very good job. Nick Tepish. So it's been contributions all around. 3rd inning, and Darvish again getting some runs to work with.
Yeah, coming into the game, Buzz, in his last 5 starts, the Rangers have scored 28 runs for him. In one of those games, he only got 2. That was his last start in Washington, but in the other starts, he got a lot of runs. Well, that's a nice sign.
I remember the game he pitched in Detroit that started that last road trip. Pitch fouled out of play. Against Detroit in his career, Darvish has never gotten less than 7 runs in a game. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one of those deals that you scratch your head and you look for a reason. Well, there is none.
No, there's no reason.
But he wants to be able to pitch against Detroit every time out.
Well, people, when he would go through stretches last year, he got shut out 4 times, 1-0, and didn't get a lot of runs scored for him. It was a very popular question. It's a strikeout. Why don't they score for Darvish? Is it because he's so good that they don't feel like they have to score a lot of runs? And, sometimes there's just not an explanation. That's just what happened, and there's no reason for it. Maybe he matched up against a really good pitcher. Maybe the bats were in a little bit of a lull. They weren't swinging the bats well that particular day, but there is no reason for it. And I think what you're seeing right now in the last 6 games, they've scored 34 runs for him. So why is that happening? Well, it's because they got a lot of runs while he's pitching. It doesn't mean anything.
Some would suggest last year they didn't like him, and this year they like him a lot more. But it's a very personal thing.
Yeah. In any given day, the lineup goes out and tries to score as many runs as they can. And when you're up to bat, you're not thinking who your starting pitcher is that night. You're worried about who's pitching against you and how you're going to get a job, how you're going to get on base and help your team score runs.
As Drupal Cabrera doubled to right field his first time, and he takes the pitch outside. It's now 2-0. You saw Michael Bourne go down on strikes, swinging at that high breaking ball, and Darvish now with a couple of punch-outs. Cabrera with the average up at an even 250 as he faces Darvish here in the 3rd inning. And a base hit to right field. Shift or no shift, Cabrera able to line a couple of them right down that right field line, and he is 2 for 2, a single after his first inning double.
He's got a couple of fastballs to hit his first 2 times up. That was a fastball count, 2-0, and just like Chris Jimenez, he's making sure he gets the head of the bat out in front of the ball. I think he hit both of those balls. He was out in front of it so much he might hit them both a little bit off the end of the bat. Better do that and get jammed in that situation.
Yeah.
I guess the worst thing you do as a hitter, go up there looking for a fastball on a 2-0 count, get a fastball and get jammed.
Now 1 on, 1 out. Michael Brantley drew a walk his first time. Cabrera, as you saw, the lead at first, and the pitch down and in to Brantley, 1-0. First time up. I'll give you these numbers first. Runners on, Brantley a lot better than with the bases empty. And I think you'll find that to be true with most guys. Normally when you get somebody on, pitchers are less effective, or they wouldn't have gotten somebody on. You catch a guy when he's down a little bit. In the air to center field. Drifting back a couple of steps, Leonis Martin camped under it. That is out number 2. That's like the averages for guys with the bases loaded. Well, that's a little deceiving. If you don't hit better with the bases loaded than your overall average, there's something wrong. Because most of the time when you come up with the bases loaded, the pitcher out there is scuffling. Unless you're facing a reliever already.
Yeah. The only thing that can get a hitter in that situation is being a little over anxious, or maybe being a little nervous, swinging a bad pitch, not taking your normal approach. But yeah, you're right. You should feel like you're in charge in that situation.
Now 2 outs. Here's Jason Kipnis. He takes a strike at the knees. Kipnis.
Wasn't it Jim Palmer that never gave up a grand slam?
I don't know. Was it?
I think
Is that right?
I think he pitched whatever.
Yeah.
15, 16 years. So maybe it's true, except against a guy like Jim Palmer.
That could be. Either that or he never had the bases loaded.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't doubt.
Probably not as much as most pitchers.
Yeah. 0-1 to Kipnis. Jason, a fly ball to right, his first time up. Cabrera, a pretty good lead at first. 1-1 now. Kipnis currently hitting at .235. Darvish a long look in as Kipnis waits. Their unusual batting stance, those hands held high above his left shoulder. And Darvish just off the outside corner. It's 2-1. Kipnis was on the disabled list for the better part of a month. End of April to the end of May. Strained a oblique muscle on his right side. Doesn't appear that he's gotten quite back to where he wants to be yet. He hammers this to right field. That's a base hit. Over to cut it off is Rios. Around second, headed to third is Cabrera. And the Indians with 2 outs now will have runners at first and third for Lonnie Chisenhall.
First baseman Lonnie Chisenhall.
And that oblique got out of the way that time. He smoked that ball to right field. Kipnis with his first hit of the night.
The Indians had a couple of men on in the first inning. They had a man in scoring position in the second. Now it's first and third with 2 outs here in the third. For the season, Darvish has pitched exceptionally well with men in scoring position. He's only given up coming into the game a 140 opponent's batting average when men are in scoring position.
Well, here's Chisenhall, who rolled over on the first pitch he saw from Darvish in the first inning. Grounded out to second. Chisenhall, 359 the average after that 0 for 1. He's a 375 hitter on the road this year. Now, Jimenez going out to talk to you, Darvish.
Here's the answer to my question, Buzz. Jim Palmer never served up a grand slam in the big leagues. 22 years.
Wow.
He did once in the minor leagues to Johnny Bench. One grand slam in the minor leagues, none in 22 years.
That's amazing. That is amazing. Darvish ready to work. Chisenhall waiting, and the pitch to him is high for ball 1. Chisenhall scalding hot right now against right-handers. Not faring quite as well as he is against left-handed pitching. He's 10 for 20 against left-handers. Right-handers is hitting a mere 339. And Darvish tries the breaking ball. That's a little bit low. Now 2-0 the count.
Well, he hasn't given up a run yet, but he doesn't have the command that he's been featuring in his last 4 or 5 starts. He's thrown 46 pitches, 24 of them strikes, 22 of them balls.
Darvish look over his shoulder at first. 2-0 pitch. And that is right down through there at 2-1. Chisenhall in the just completed homestand, the 6-game homestand for the Indians. 8 for 21, so almost a 400 average. Outside, and the count moves to 3-1. Now Chisenhall is able to get aboard to extend this third inning. David Murphy, swinging a bat in the on-deck circle, will be the next hitter. Darvish trying to focus on getting Chisenhall here. 3-1 pitch. Chisenhall taking all the way, and the count is full.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why a guy hitting 360 looks like he's taken all the way 2-0 and 3-1, but it sure looked like that's what he was doing. Maybe he didn't like the location of the pitch.
Oh, with 2 outs now, Jason Kipnis at first will be off and moving with the 3-2 delivery. Darvish ready. There goes Kipnis. Payoff pitch hit high and deep down the right field line into the corner, and it's off the foul pole. A home run for Chisenhall. A 3-run bomb, and the Indians have cut the Ranger lead to 4-3.
Well, maybe he wasn't swinging 2-0 and 3-1 because he's looking for a breaking ball. Got a 3-2 breaking ball that hung and barely kept it fair, but hit it far enough for a 3-run homer. And Darvish unable to pitch out of that first and third jam. Spins one up there, and that ball's right in the middle of the plate. He really hasn't had his breaking ball today. He's thrown a lot of fastballs, but the breaking balls that he's thrown have not been his usual quality type.
Oh, it's a 1-run Ranger lead now, 4-3, and David Murphy up with the bases empty. Ball clanging off the foul pole about 15 feet up in the air. Next pitch is low. It's 2-0. Well, Darvish had gotten away with several high-hanging breaking balls. He got a strikeout in this inning, as a matter of fact, to Michael Bourne with a letter-high breaking ball. He's had a couple of others that either fouled back or swung through.
Yeah, generally, he'll find one of his breaking balls that's working pretty well and stick with it, whether it's a slider or whether it's a curveball. But today, he really hasn't found one yet.
And he's fallen behind the next hitter, David Murphy. 3 balls and no strikes. And ball 4. Lost him on 4 pitches.
Nice struggle. Now he's evened out 27 balls and 27 strikes and 54 pitches. You're talking about a guy that we already described what he's done the last 4 games. He's averaged right at 8 innings a start with a 1.14 ERA. He's been pretty much pinpoint with his pitches over the last 4 starts. So this is at least through almost 3 innings. A start that's not quite comparable to what we've been used to the last 4 times out for you.
You saw that note. That was the first home run that Yu Darvish had given up in this park this year.
Wow.
Mike Maddox out to provide a positive message for Yu Darvish. You can't settle him back down and get the final out of this 3rd inning. Yan Gomes, Cleveland catcher who had a single to left field, his first time, will step in. David Murphy at first with 2 outs. And the first pitch is over for strike 1. Gomes with that base hit his first time up, now hitting at 265. Darvish back to the plate. And it's fouled out of play to the right. 0-2 to Gomes. Yan Gomes this year is second among American League catchers with 6 home runs. You see the almost 4.3 pitches per plate appearance that he sees. That's good for 7th in the American League. So a selective guy with pretty good power. And he loops one to right center field, going out Odor. Coming on Rios, it's going to fall for a base hit. Odor will fire it back into second as Yan Gomes loops one in. The Indians still have life here in the 3rd inning. Runners at first and 3rd again with 2 outs. This time Carlos Santana coming up.
Rangers had a 3 hit fall in pretty much the same way. Outfielder was playing too deep. Odor had too far to go. Couldn't quite get to it. Now you're kind of in the same situation. 1st and 3rd with 2 outs, trying to pitch out of another jam.
Well, Santana is the 8th hitter that Darvish is going to face in this inning. Carlos first time tapped right back to Darvish. 0 for 1. That batting average at 158. He was up there hacking at the first fastball that he saw and fouled it down. Santana from the left side of the plate, hitting just 136 this year as a right-handed batter, batting almost 200, 197. And Darvish stepping off the pitching rubber, and he'll now step back on and reset. Nods in agreement with Jimenez. The chopper is foul, the roof of the Ranger dugout. 0-2 now to Santana. Two on, two out, 3 runs across for the Tribe here in the top of the third. Goes a runner from first and a chopper right down to Mitch Moreland. He will take it to the bag himself, and that will do it. Darvish gives up 3, but he will escape with the lead. 3 runs on 4 hits and 2 left. Bottom of the third coming up. Andrews, Moreland, and Beltre. 4-3 Rangers. TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is celebrating 12 years. Join the millions of subscribers and watch every out-of-market game live in true HD on over 400 devices. Visit TexasRangers.com for details. Well, the Rangers now will come to bat against Trevor Bauer, leading 4-3 as the Indians cut into the Ranger 4-run advantage. It'll be Andrews, Moreland, and Beltre to face the 23-year-old right-hander. The first pitch is tight to Elvis for ball 1. Andrews grounded back to the mound that started a 1-6-3 double play in the first inning. Breaking ball, and it's now 2-0. Elvis at 255. Now 3 out of 13 on this homestand. And he takes a strike. 2-1. Elvis has hit safely in 4 of his last 5 games. He came in at a 300 clip over that streak. To right center field. Murphy in a hurry, and he makes the catch on the run. Saw David Murphy a lot of years placing in left field here, doing the same kind of thing for the Rangers. He takes a hit away from Elvis.
Elvis got jammed a little bit, and the ball kind of hung up there. Didn't really jump off his bat. Kind of a lazy line drive out there. Good look at David making the play.
A 1 out for Mitch Moreland now. Bases empty. Moreland popped out to the shortstop, although the shortstop was on the first base side of second. And he hits a rifle shot just foul down that first baseline.
Well, Chisenhall was pretty much on the line. If that ball was fair, he had a pretty good chance to catch it. You can see they put the shift on. You got the infielder out in right field. Shortstop pulled around on the second base side, and the first baseman kind of hugging the line.
Yeah, Velas, the third baseman, goes over and plays, kind of a shortstop second base position. And Mitch trying to take it the other way, fouled it back. The count moves to 0-2. Mitch stepping back in. He's been bothered by a back issue and a sore ankle. And he missed Sunday's game in Washington. And he looks at strike 3 here. The big overhand hook from Bauer, who records his second strikeout. 2 gone, and Adrian Beltre coming up.
It's a tough one. That's one of those curveballs that almost comes down and goes back the other way. Pretty close to the outside corner, even if it wasn't quite there.
Beltre, a fly ball to right. His first time. That pitch up and in, and Adrian losing his cap. Adrian, a .309 hitter, as he bats here with the bases empty and 2 away in the Ranger third. 3-game hitting streak. Beltre, a .583 average over those 3 games. He went down to one knee on that hanging breaking ball and fouled it straight back. A ball and a strike. Gomes flashing the signs out. And the 1-1. Little pop-up on the first base side. Chisenhall in the foul territory. Puts it away, and for the first time tonight, Rangers sent down in order. 3 up, 3 down. We've finished 3. It's the Rangers 4, the Indians 3 on TXA 21.
Attending the game tonight. I've got Randy Rogers from the Randy Rogers Band. And men, on Monday nights when your women are occupied in front of the TV, they're watching The Bachelor. I found Sean Lowe and his new bride, Catherine. How are you guys? I'm going to start with you. You've got a performance tonight at Lone Star Park.
Yeah, we're going to go on about 10:30, I think. So hopefully the Rangers can wrap this up and we'll get on to playing some music tonight.
All right, you said it, so I didn't have to. This is an odd pairing. How did this group become friends?
Well, we met out in L.A.
Got a mutual buddy?
Yeah, we have a mutual friend, and Victor Ortiz, a fighter, and
it gets even more random.
Yeah, we just hit it off and hung out one night, and then now we're partners.
All right, so you're rocking and rolling tonight at Lone Star Park. I assume you're going to the concert then?
Of course, we're here to support my boy Randy and first the Rangers.
All right, now, Catherine, he moved you all the way from Seattle. You guys are living in Dallas now. How are you liking the Texas Heat and, more importantly, the Texas Rangers?
I know. This is actually a really fun game, and I'm excited because George Strait is, a big name, and Randy Rogers is one of my favorite country singers. So I'm happy to be here, and it's a great night.
You found a good one. This one's a keeper, isn't she? All right, so all three of you guys are going to be joining Mitch Moreland tomorrow night. It seems like everybody in Dallas attending the George Strait concert. We appreciate you stopping by the broadcast. Y'all have fun. Guys, back to you.
All right, Jane, thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
You have a scorecard to keep up with that group. A lot of stuff going on. Right now, Darvish facing Mike Aviles. Fouls that pitch back. Count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Aviles, a fly ball to left field, his first time up there. Number 9 hitter. A 4-3 Ranger lead here in the top of the 4th inning.
Well, during Yu's last 4 starts, he made it look easy. Wasn't that easy, but when you've got his kind of stuff and you're throwing it where you want to, it looked easy. Today is a battle for him, though, trying to struggle through it. Really doesn't have his off-speed pitches working the way they normally do. Doesn't have the command that he wants to.
Yeah, that was the last breaking ball that he threw to Aviles just then was about the 3rd different variation of the breaking ball.
Trying to find it, isn't he? Trying to find one that feels good.
He is. Yeah, that's
a little better.
Found one he could get down there. That's more like the Frisbee thing that keeps on breaking. And he gets the strikeout. That is strikeout number 3 for Darvish.
Occasionally you will have a clunker, but for the most part, he may struggle early, but eventually he puts it together and finds a breaking ball that's working for him. A pretty good start there. He kept that one away from Aviles. Well, not as low as he wanted it, but can't argue with the result.
Now back to the top of the order, Michael Bourne, who is 0 for 2. Darvish took a little bit off that. Got Bourne swing at strike 1. Bourne is tapped back to the mound, and he is struck out. 0 for 2 tonight, hitting at .291. Darvish to the plate. Here's that slow curveball that tantalizingly ducked off the inside corner.
Yeah, when you're sitting in the stands, even if you're a baseball player, it's tough to tell if you're far away what kind of pitches the pitcher is throwing. But when he throws that slow curveball, all the fans react. Not all of them, but you hear, whoa, because you can tell a slow pitch like that.
Yeah, you could do a double take and still have time to see it hit the catcher's glove.
Because that looks different than the other pitches. It stands out. Even the fans recognize that.
1-2 as Darvish okays the sign. The right-hander's ready. And to the plate. Got him swing. Well, that's a pretty defensive and defenseless swing by Michael Bourne, who strikes out for the 2nd straight time. 2 gone for Cabrera. Do hitters really hate that? Have a swing like this to strike out on?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
You go out back to the dugout going, why did I do that? Well, because you're facing a really good pitcher, and sometimes you start your swing trying to gear up for a fastball. You're fooled by the pitch and just can't stop your swing in time.
I think that's exactly what Michael Bourne said to himself. Why did I do that? He's trying to read his lips or something. That's kind of a loose translation. And the first pitch to Asdrubal Cabrera is on the outside corner for strike 1. Cabrera 2 for 2 tonight, a double and a single. And he has scored a run this evening. Ages again in the overshift. So far, it hasn't come into play as Cabrera's hit line drives to right field. That's not going to come into play either. This one's fair. It's gone. It is out of here. And Cabrera has 3/4 of the cycle. A home run to go along with his double and single. And we have a brand new ball game as Cabrera, home run number 6, ties this game at 4.
And Cabrera hit fastballs and actually pulled them to right field, been a little bit out in front of it. Darvish took something off of that pitch. It was 84 miles an hour, but he didn't fool him. He didn't have him out in front of that pitch. He was right on it, pulled it down the line. It looked like a changeup of some sort, belt high and out over the plate. Not necessarily the pitch selection, but maybe the location of the pitch that got him right there.
So we're right back where we started. A 4-4 game now. Michael Brantley to the plate. Ball one is inside. Still 2 outs. Brantley has walked and skied to center field tonight. 0-for-1 officially.
Darvish coming into the game had pitched at least 7 innings with 2 earned runs or less in 7 of his 10 starts. This is obviously a start that is not characteristic with the way most of his starts have gone this year. Gave up 4 runs to Oakland in 3 1/3 innings back on April 28th. That's the only other time this season where he's given up 4 runs in a game.
2-0 pitch. Line drive, but right at Rougned Odor, the second baseman. Well, that'll do it, but Asdrubal Cabrera with his 6th home run of the year, a solo blast, and the Rangers will come to bat in the bottom of the 4th. Now the score is tied at 4-4. Is sponsored by Sports City Toyota. Log on to sportscitytoyota.com. Asdrubal Cabrera tying up this ball game with his 6th home run of the year in the top of the 4th. Now the Rangers try to regain the lead, and Alex Rios starting things off takes strike 1. Rios a little bloop base hit out into left field. A broken bat hit his first time up. Came around to score. And Leonis Martin's sacrifice fly. That was in the 4-run second inning. Last 15 ball games, Alex Rios hitting almost 400. 393. 1-1 pitch. Checked his swing. The pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Bauer, by the looks of it anyway, early in this game, loves to throw his fastball into the right-hand hitters.
Yep.
He's jammed a bunch of them. He's got a good fastball, 92, 94. And has that little tailing action, too. If he keeps it inside, it bores in on the right-hand hitter.
That's out of play to the right. And this is the second time through the order. And, you know, most of the time you'll see guys do that the first time through the order and then work off that. You know, establish inside in the hitter's mind. And then do something a little bit different. And Bauer doesn't look like he's doing that until he gets 2 strikes on a hitter, and then he might throw that breaking ball. Here's the breaking ball that's in the dirt. And the count goes full now to Alex Rios. So Rios trying to get aboard to start the Ranger fourth. He'll be followed by the catcher, Chris Jimenez. Gomes flashing the signs out. The payoff pitch on the way. That's fouled out of play to the right. Rangers 4 runs on 5 hits tonight. 4 of those 5 hits came in that second inning when they put all their runs on the board. Indians 4 runs on 7 hits. Got him swinging. Went away that time with the fastball and got the strikeout.
He popped that fastball 97 miles an hour, so he reached back for a little extra on that one. The kind of arm that he's got. His last 2 starts, he struck out 8 batters. Against Baltimore, he only got through 4 1/3 for his 8 strikeouts. His last time out was a no decision against Colorado. 1 walk, 8 strikeouts in 6 innings.
3 strikeouts tonight, and with 1 out, Chris Jimenez, who doubled right down the third baseline first time up. And there's the breaking ball on the first pitch. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Jimenez with that double now hitting .441. Chris, an 8-game hitting streak. He has hit in the last 8 starts. Been on base in all 9 games now for the Rangers that he has played in by a hit or a walk. This is his 9th start in the last 16 games. The 2-0 pitch is on the way. 2-1. Came inside with that fastball, and Jimenez got a piece of it. 2-2 now. Bauer looks to be settling in pretty nicely. He's retired the last 5 that he's faced. That after going through a span of 5 hitters where he gave up 4 hits, including a 2-run home run.
And of those 5 outs, 3 of them have been strikeouts.
2-2. Jimenez able to check his swing on that breaking ball, and for the 2nd straight hitter now, Bauer has gone to a full count. And as you would expect, one of the negatives that folks talk about with Trevor Bauer is he throws a lot of pitches, and meaning he pitches behind a lot and that kind of thing. He'll learn to get away from that as time goes on. Payoff pitch is fouled away, and it's still 3-2. You would think of a young man with his stuff, if once he settles into being a major league pitcher, that he's going to project out pretty well as a top of the rotation kind of a starter. Into the wind, Bauer goes. A 3-2 is chop foul again. Jimenez making him work. Bauer now up to 55 pitches.
The 2nd straight hitter where he threw ball 3 on a 2-2 off-speed pitch and then came back with a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Rios swung and missed at it. Jimenez was able to foul it off.
Now the 8th pitch of this at bat, and a fly ball to right field. Murphy almost dead in his tracks. That is out number 2. Next will be Leonis Martin. Martin, the sacrifice fly, although he didn't hit it to a deep part of the ballpark, he still got it far enough into left center that Alex Rios could tag and score. That drove in the first Ranger run tonight. Well, Leonis now with 18 RBI. And that batting average still at .277. 1 ball, no strikes. Martin still 3rd in the American League with his home batting average of .352. Showed bunt and took the changeup that was outside. 2 balls and no strikes. We're talking about home averages. Rangers Remember, it really struggled at home, hitting under 250 coming into the homestand. But the last 3 games against the Orioles, they hit over 300 as a group, 307. 2-0 pitch. Now 3-0. The Rangers, by turning it on here at home, now have the best batting average in the American League, 268. 3-0. Right down the middle. Martin, a 5-game hitting streak coming to play here tonight. Bauer back to him. And the pitch is low, ball 4. So back-to-back 3-2 counts and now a 3-1 walk. That's going to bring a visit to the mound by Mickey Callaway, the pitching coach. Go out and try and settle down his right-hander just a little bit. For Bauer, that's his first walk tonight. Walks had been a problem his first few times in the major leagues with Arizona. Year before last, and last year in the brief stint that he had with the Indians. Couldn't tell who was doing most of the talking, whether it was Callaway or whether it was Bauer. It certainly looks like a two-way conversation. Well, Michael Choice will step in. Choice had a big 2-out RBI single in the second inning, driving in his 22nd run of the year. And he is now just 1 RBI behind Mitch Moreland for the 3rd spot on the Ranger club. First pitch to him from Bauer. Maybe.
Bauer takes a little time to deliver the ball. Martin has a pretty big lead with 2 outs. This kind of a game, I got to think Martin's going the first chance he feels like he's got a good jump.
Yeah, I would agree.
I got to think Bauer has to know that too.
Well, Bauer, the first time I thought he had vapor lock. He was standing out there like a statue. Well, the onus over there asking for time from Mark Rippinger, the first base umpire. Doing a little groundskeeping. Leonis cleaning things up a little bit. Michael Choice waiting the first pitch for this at bat. Pretty good lead by Martin. High, tight fastball, and it's 1-0. Infield swung around to the left, although second baseman Jason Kipnis, if you look at this chin music from Trevor Bauer to Michael Choice. Jason Kipnis just a couple of steps in the first base side of second. Way over in the hole is the shortstop as Drupal Cabrera. There goes Martin. The breaking ball is outside. The throw is late. And Leonis Martin in with a stolen base. And not only did he get a good jump, he picked the right pitch.
Yep. He was going to go sooner or later. Ball was a breaking ball down. Didn't give Gomes a great shot to catch and throw. Pretty good jump by Martin. A little slow to the plate. Not much of a chance to throw him out on that play.
13 stolen bases now for Leonis Martin. He's in scoring position for Michael Choice. The 2-0 pitch is on the way from Bauer. Big rip and a miss. It's 2-1. You'll remember the night before last, Leonis Martin in a situation like it was last night. Situation like this, Leonis Martin out there and 2 outs, and Martin got thrown out trying to steal third. And
that was a bad idea.
Yeah, it was a real bad idea, and apparently Leonis was reminded how bad an idea that was.
I don't think
back to the dugout.
I don't think you're going to see it right now.
Now 2-2.
Bauer in his first 6 starts in the minor leagues was 4-0 with a 1.12 ERA. He got bounced around a little bit in his 7th start before he got recalled for the 2nd time this year. But he was dominating in AAA and certainly earned the promotion back to the big leagues.
And a chopper foul outside third.
He had 3 starts since he was recalled to the big leagues. Pitched against Detroit, Baltimore, and Colorado. 1-1, lost 1, had a no decision.
Yeah, the other times that he'd been up to the big leagues had just been for 1 day. It was the first or second game of a doubleheader.
Right, 1 spot start.
Right. But now up here, and he has the opportunity to stay with the Tribe. Another 2-2 pitch is coming to Choice. Breaking ball, call strike 3. Came in the top of the strike zone, and Michael Choice got caught window shopping. The Rangers strand a runner will go to the 5th inning. It remains the Rangers 4 and the Indians 4 on TXA 21. Call Standard today. And by Freedom Dodge. Nobody beats a Freedom deal. Nobody. Well, a 4-4 ball game as we head to the top of inning number 5. Yu Darvish back to the hill. And Darvish giving up a couple of home runs tonight. First home runs that he's given up at home this year. He will face the middle third of the order, the Jason Kipnis, Lonnie Chisenhall, and David Murphy. Kipnis is 1 for 2, singled in the 3rd inning, came around to score on Chisenhall's 3-run home run. And Darvish fires a strike at the knees, 0-1.
Coming into the game, Darvish had only given up 3 home runs in 69 in the 3rd innings. None over that excellent streak we were talking about.
In the dirt, and that evens the count. Darvish now approaching 80 pitches. Well, that in itself tells you that Yu has not had a typical Yu night here this evening. Another high pitch count for him, and not many strikeouts to show for it. 4 altogether. A rip and a miss by Kipnis. The count moves to 1-2. Kipnis got his first All-Star nod last year. The year that saw him hit a career-high 17 home runs for the Indians and drive in 84. Big breaking ball, see you later.
That's a better assortment of breaking pitches right there. Slider for a swing and a miss, and a curveball looking for strike 3.
First baseman Lonnie Chisenhall.
This curveball we've seen from you so far.
Kipnis had the handcuffs thrown on him. Whoop. On it. I was going to.
No doubt in his mind what the call from the umpire was going to be, though. Lance Barksdale.
Didn't wait around for that. So that's out number one. Here's Chisenhall, who had that big 3-run home run. Flanked it off the foul pole down the right field line. Chisenhall now with 22 RBI. And batting average of 363 as Darvish deals to him. And ground ball to Moreland at first. He will take it to the bag and win that race. And very quickly, there are 2 out. And that second inning in a row now that Darvish has been able to retire the first 2 in order. And it'll bring up David Murphy. Get a good quick inning here for Yu Darvish, getting back on track a little bit. Murphy a strikeout. Last time up he drew a walk. David at 279 with the average. First ball swinging, lost a lazy fly ball to left. Shoe toward the line, makes the grab, and that will do it. A 7-pitch inning, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Yu Darvish. We're going to the bottom of the 5th inning. It remains the Rangers 4 and the Indians 4 on TXA 21. Baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by your Texas Ford dealer. Visit your Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Globe Life, the official life insurance company of the Texas Rangers. Now, inning number 5 has arrived for the Ranger hitters. They are in a 4-4 deadlock, and Rougned Odor, who had a 2-run home run his first time up into the upper home run porch in right field to lead off.
Let's see if he throws him a fastball on the first pitch. Last time a fastball in, and he was ready for it. And more of a cut fastball in this time.
Cut fastball, hard slider, something like that.
Yep, whatever you want to call it.
Yep. Odor now at 292. Bauer back to him. Same pitch.
Same pitch.
Up a little bit that time.
He's got a good assortment of pitches. Boy. A well above average fastball. He hasn't thrown a lot of strikes with his curveball today, but it's a big, sharp breaking curveball. Change up. He's got all the pitches, that's for sure. As far as you said, he started his warm-up a little bit early today, too, didn't he?
Yeah, you know, I'd read a lot of comments about him and on one of the websites, and he said, you know, he's a little bit different. So I wanted to see it. And he came out of the dugout, started his pregame routine about 6:15. Check swing, and Odor has gone on strikes. as that is number 5 for Trevor Bauer. You know, most guys come out for a 7 o'clock game. Depending on how long it takes to walk out the bullpen. Bauer was out there with a body blade and doing all kinds of limbering up exercises. Then at 6:30, he went down and started throwing. Playing catch from probably 40 feet, stretched back out to I don't know how far it was, into center field, throwing to the left field line. Then he threw on flat ground for another 10 minutes or so. I got worn out watching that. He would get a Diet Coke.
Well, it doesn't fit the mold, but if it works for him, so be it.
Yeah, exactly.
As we described him, he's one of the greatest college pitchers that ever pitched in college. So you bring that program as the 3rd pick in the draft. Why would you want to change him? If he was that good, pitching that well to make him the 3rd pick in the draft, let him see how it works.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's what Cleveland is doing with him.
Yeah, I do it within reason, I think. You know, you have to be, as a pitching coach, I would think you need to understand why a guy does what he does so you can help him out if he gets into a problem. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing that would concern me about a guy that has his own program. There's a called strike. It's now 3-2, or 3-1. You know, is the pitching coach aware enough of why somebody does what they are doing to get loose, that he can help them out if things don't go right? He can help them get back into a little better groove. But you're right, Tom. If it works for you, more power to you. That's inside, and Chu draws a walk. Second time he has been on tonight, a single. And now a base on balls.
I think for a guy like that, at least the way I would look at it, you almost have to let him fail on his own before he's going to be receptive to any kind of a coaching situation anyway. And, you know, who knows? As well as he pitched in the minor leagues, you let him go out there and get his feet on the ground at the big league level with that stuff. Maybe he won't fail right off the bat. Maybe just jump right in and be successful right from the get-go.
Yeah, you'd hope so with that kind of talent. You like to see talent succeed. Well, 1 on, 1 out. Here's Elvis. See if Ron Washington decides to use a little hit and run action with these two. Breaking ball for strike 1. The only problem trying to put a play on, Bauer is usually in the strike zone, but sometimes it's unhittable in the strike zone. He's got a great fastball and a big hard hammer of a curveball. Elvis took a strike, and Anderson has grounded into a double play and lined to right field. And he was trying to take it to the vacated hole on the first base side, fouled it back. Now 0-2. The hole created by Lonnie Chisnall, the first baseman, holding Shin-Soo Choo. Well, Elvis in that streak against the Indians, every game that he has played in against the Tribe since his major league debut back in 2009, Elvis has had at least 1 hit. That's the 3rd longest against any particular team since 1900. You saw Vlad Guerrero's name up there, and Ranger fans will certainly remember that because Guerrero did that against the Rangers from about 1960 to 2008 or whenever it was.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, that streak.
Yeah, it was.
There were home runs, there were balls off the wall. Put the shift on and you get jammed and hit a little dribbler through the hole between first and second. He got every kind of hit imaginable.
Bauer ready for the 1-2 pitch. 2-2. The only thing I don't recall him getting was an infield single. But he may have.
Yeah, the only way would have been if they had the shift down. The second baseman ran about 40 feet to his left, caught the ball and didn't have a throw, maybe.
Yeah.
Bauer's had a great fastball today. That's been his best pitch. But really hasn't been sharp with his breaking pitches. He's thrown a couple of good curveballs. Got a couple of strikeouts looking with a curveball. A couple of good changeups. But for the most part, it's been his fastball that's allowed him to get by that 4-run second inning. I think he learned a little lesson against Odor. First pitch fastball. Not that you can't throw a fastball to anybody on the first pitch. But he might have assumed that the 9th place hitter can't do what Odor did.
Right. Now the 2-2. Line drive up the ladder goes Cabrera back to first, and it's thrown away, thrown wildly into the photographer's bay.
It's 2 bases.
And down to third now will go Chu. Yeah, 2 bases on the missed throw from Cabrera. So Chu will be awarded not just second, but on to third. And he will be 90 feet away with the go-ahead run. But there are 2 outs and Mitch Moreland coming up.
When the ball is thrown away like that from a fielder's position, it's a 2-base error. Almost a line drive single for Elvis to keep the streak alive. Unfortunately, Cabrera was able to jump up and catch it. And the throw was into the runner. Chisenhall couldn't. It wasn't that bad of a throw, really. But it was into the runner, and he couldn't reach for it.
Yeah.
Chu was in his way.
Yeah, he couldn't go through Shin-Soo to get it. Well, here's Mitch. And the first pitch is to the backstop. Chu got a late break. The throw to the plate, they got it. Shin-Soo hesitated, and that ball hit the screen and died. You've seen it come back off the bricks very hard, but Chu, the hesitation, and it cost him as he is cut down at home plate. Now we go to the 6th inning after that dramatic play. It's still the Rangers 4, the Indians 4. Game. And Tuesday, June 10th, the Rangers and Cumulus Radio are offering $10 tickets in the upper reserve seating section. That's a $7 savings for all of you. You can receive your summer special by entering SUMMER as the coupon code at TexasRangers.com. Come on out and enjoy the fun. That'll be the first game against the Fish from Miami. First time we've seen them in a couple of years. Get a chance to see Giancarlo Stanton, and
I'm going to come out and watch BP and watch him take BP.
Yeah, see if he can demolish some areas of the park. The Rangers had a chance. We had Chu at third base, and Shin-Soo tried to score as the wild pitch was thrown by Trevor Bauer, but couldn't quite decide quickly enough. And he was shot down at home plate. And now first ball swinging and fouling it back out of play is John Gomes, the catcher. Gomes tonight is 2 for 2, a pair of singles. And he has his batting average going in the right direction for him at 269 now. That's up 8 points tonight. Darvish with the 0-1 pitch. A ball and a strike. Indians with 7 hits, Rangers with 5. Cleveland with 2 home runs, a solo from Cabrera, a 3-run home run from Chisenhall to account for all of their runs, and Rougned Odor, a 2-run blast for the Rangers. To right field is through the hole, a base hit, and Yan Gomes now 3 for 3 as he leads off the 6th inning with a single.
He's got 3 hits. Cabrera's got 3 hits. A little bit of difference between Cabrera's hits and Gomes' hits, though. Brewers have all been ropes. He hit that thing right off the end of the bat. Just cued it out in the right field.
Like that cut fastball that was a pretty good pitch, really. But Gomes aboard. First time tonight that Darvish has had to face the second hitter of an inning with the man on. And there's a base hit to right field from Carlos Santana. Gomes will stop at second as Rios gets the ball back in. Back-to-back singles to right field, and the Indians have something going here in the 6th inning.
Well, you'd think it's a bunt situation with the 9th place hitter at the plate. Tie ball game, 4-4 in the 6th inning. Rangers are going to play it that way. See if the Indians play it that way.
Gabriel Beltre getting the defensive signals out to everybody on the infield. Inning by inning, I should say, pitch count for Darvish. He had a 7-pitch 5th inning. Looked like that might be enough to keep him strong for a while, but he's come out here and given up back-to-back singles to Gomes and Santana. Al Aviles, who is 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left and a strikeout. He had both Moreland and Beltre coming down the line. Aviles around to bunt and bunts it foul down the first base side. It is 0-1. Aviles trying to bunt an almost impossible pitch to bunt. That fastball up about shoulder high and working its way in. That's you're asking quite a bit of yourself to try and get that ball down.
If he did get it down toward first base, it gives the Rangers a chance to get the force out. Mitch is going to be right on top of him. And Beltre will go back and cover third. Mitch is a left-handed thrower, can come right across the diamond with a strong arm and make that play. That's why you want to bunt the ball to third base if you're Aviles.
And Aviles didn't want to bunt it anyway. He took that for a strike.
I think what he did was he took the bat back when he saw the Rangers had the wheel play on. I think it surprised him. Elvis went to third. Beltre charged, and it might have been what influenced Aviles to take the pitch. Rangers put the wheel play on, and Aviles draws the bat back. Either that, or he's just lucky he took the pitch, because if he bunted it, they got a great chance of getting the force out at third base.
The 0-2 the count. The slider is down and away, or a cutter. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, now if the Rangers can get a ground ball from Aviles, add somebody, and turn a pair, would lessen the danger here in the 6th inning. Darvish getting ready to throw his 90th pitch of the night. First and second, nobody out. Mike Aviles is the hitter. Check swing. Did he go? No, he did not.
Well, he sure started. Somehow he stopped in time.
Mark Rippinger, a very emphatic no swing down at first base.
Oh boy,
that is close.
Yeah, that's out. He didn't stop where he poses with the bat. He brings the bat back a foot and then holds it there. And you can see that in slow motion pretty easy. A little tougher if you're the umpire at first base.
And he takes strike 3 call on the inside corner. And he's going to argue Aviles, though, should have been called out the one before. And he is called out there on the 2-2 pitch. This time by Lance Barksdale.
He wasn't called out in the one before. He deserved to get called out on that one. Oh. Women and children in the stands, Mike. And that is a strike. The way Aviles reacts to this pitch, you would have thought it was about 1.5 feet inside.
I think he believed it was because it was a cut fastball that came to that front door.
That ball's actually a strike.
Yep. No, a big strikeout.
Not like you had to get some help from the umpire. Now, that's not an easy strike to hit, but it was a strike.
It's a pitch coming over the outer edge for strike 1 to Michael Bourne. Bourne has struck out each of his last 2 times up. He is 0 for 3 tonight, hitting at .290. As Yan Gomes, the catcher, out at second base, Carlos Santana, the DH, is the runner at first. Darvish in the 0-1 pitch. 0-2. I was going to tell you, Tom, we talked about striking guys out when you have a runner at third and less than 2 out. Maybe just as important as a runner at second and nobody out.
Yeah, once you get to 2 strikes,
Yeah.
definitely go for the punch out there. Keep that guy at second base for sure.
Darvish to the plate. Call strike 3.
He's going down. 3 straight times he's gotten down.
He wrapped Bourne up like a mummy. That's the 3rd time he's gotten him. 3rd time in a row. Back-to-back strikeouts, 2 gone for Cabrera.
Now, he fooled him with a slow curveball. And then kind of paralyzed him with that fastball right on the outside corner. Bourne didn't like the call. Might have been a cut fastball, looking at the spin on that. In any event, Michael Bourne's walking back to the dugout. He's on his way to get out of this inning with no run scoring, but to do it, he's going to have to get Asdrubal Cabrera, who's 3 for 3.
Single, double, home run for Cabrera. Rangers have the shift on of the infield. First pitch from Darvish. Right back to him. Boy, he jammed him. And a little underhand toss to Moreland. That'll do it. That is some pretty fancy pitching by you, Darvish. First and second, nobody out. No damage done. Bottom of the 6th coming up. 4-4 the score. For the Sonic Slam inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $2,100 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Robert Fulton of Lancaster. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Robert Fulton from Lancaster will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. And let's see if the Rangers get any momentum shift as Yu Darvish did a great job of pitching out of a first and second, nobody out jam. A couple of strikeouts and a jam shot. Let's put it that way. Cabrera just got completely sawed off and bounced right back to him. And it'll be Mitch Moreland, Adrian Beltre, and Alex Rios to face Trevor Bauer. Moreland 0 for 2, a pop out and a strikeout. The first pitch is high for ball 1. Mitch hitting at .253. He is 2 for 13 on this homestand so far. Now 2-0. This would be the time of game, Tom. We talked about Bauer's pregame routine, a lot of throwing, a lot of long toss, where you'd wonder about stamina. It's not just the ability to throw 100 pitches, but to throw them effectively and be in command of yourself. And you see that
might speak to what you're talking about.
Yeah, averages by pitch count. Not a hard and fast rule, but you know, it makes it a little bit tougher. Mitch couldn't check his swing. It's 2-2. But you may not feel fatigue, but if your legs and your arm are a little bit tired, He balances a little bit off. It certainly affects your command and also your ability to make a confident pitch when you need to, like you Darvish just did. Two balls, two strikes. Moreland leading off the Ranger 6th inning. Going outside, the count is full. So Mitch trying to lead off the Ranger 6 by getting aboard. He'll be followed by Adrian Beltre. Crowd energized by that Darvish escape job. There's going to be some action. Action is up and throwing. Moreland, a fly ball to left. Brantley toward the line. That's out number one. And with Beltre coming to the plate, let's drop by and say hello to Jane Slater. Jane?
Hey guys, well June is Dairy Month and our friends over at Dairy Max are helping us celebrate. Tonight we've got the post-game fireworks show afterwards. Tomorrow it is the always infamous cow milking contest. Robbie Ross always does an awesome job in that one. There's also going to be a chocolate milk shootout. Can you believe that, guys? Between the Rangers and the Cleveland Indians. And on Sunday, our fans 13 under, the first 10,000, will they get a chocolate milk tumbler? And leave it to me. I find the farmers and our audience. This is Jackie and Cole Farmer celebrating 45 years. Give a quick shout out to your friends at home. Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Mrs. Smith back in Brady.
All right, so make sure you get some tickets for this weekend. TexasRangers.com. Start the wave.
All right, Adrian Beltre. Again, dropping down to one. He's going to connect on one of those tonight against Bauer. Twice now he's gone down to the knee and fouled a pitch back.
Well, the Rangers have had 5 hits. Four of them came in the second inning within 5 batters.
And Beltre gone on strikes as Bauer ran that fastball in on him. Trevor Bauer with strikeout number 6, 2 away. Alex Rios coming up.
The Rangers have not had a hit in the last 3 2/3. And in the last 3 2/3, Bauer has struck out 5 batters, walked a couple of guys. Boy, there's good movement on that fastball. That one looked like it was going to be in the strike zone. That tailing action, boring action, moved it right out of the strike zone, caused the swing and a miss.
Rios 1 for 2 tonight. And he pulls one on the ground to third. Aviles triggers a throw across, and that'll do it. So the Rangers disposed of very quickly by Trevor Bauer and company. We have finished 6 here at Globe Life Park. It remains the Rangers 4 and the Indians 4 on TXA 21. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by Freedom Chevrolet. Nobody beats a Freedom deal. Nobody. And 7th inning out here at Globe Life Park. Very comfortable night. Temperature began at 91 or so at first pitch and It's now down to the mid-80s. Nice crowd on hand on this Friday night. Darvish back to the hill after extricating himself from a very tough situation in the 6th inning with no damage done. But he will face Michael Brantley, Jason Kipnis, and Lonnie Chisenhall here in the 7th for the Indians. Brantley 0 for 2, a walk. And he is lined to second, fly to center. 1 ball, no strikes. Brantley with the average at .305 as he leads off the 7th inning. But his road average, as we said, almost 100 points lower than his average at home. Chopper foul, that evens the count now, a ball and a strike. Brantley came in tonight hitting .258 on the road, .346 at home. Neil Kotz loosening in support of Darvish in the Ranger bullpen. Darvish at 97 pitches so far, 60 strikes. And there's that slow breaking ball.
Good one.
Fouled off. About the third one we've seen Darvish throw of that tonight.
Yep.
Brantley back in the batter's box. And Darvish gets the sign from Chris Jimenez. The 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. That's a fastball tailing away, and Darvish records strikeout number 8.
I think one thing you love about Darvish in this game is he really didn't have much command early in the game. He gave up a couple of home runs, one a 3-run homer on a hanging breaking ball and a high changeup. But after the 4th inning, it's starting to come together for him now. He did a beautiful job of pitching out of a 1st and 2nd jam in the 6th inning. Now starts the 7th inning out with a strikeout, his 8th strikeout of the ball game.
Yeah, look at that replay. That looked like the splitter. Through that.
Did it?
Yep.
And his stuff is definitely getting better, and the command is getting better, and the off-speed pitches are starting to find the good part of the strike zone.
Jason Kipnis takes strike 1. Kipnis a strikeout his last time up. He is 1 for 3 with a single. 0-1 pitch. Tried to drop that backdoor hook in there. Couldn't quite close the deal. 1 ball, 1 strike. Darvish shakes off one sign, agrees to the next. And a skied ball to shallow center field. Plenty of time for Leonis Martin to camp underneath it. That is the 2nd out.
He ran that, looked like a cut fastball in on the fist of Kipnis, just like he did to Cabrera to end the 6th inning. Cabrera had 3 ropes in this game. Went up there with a couple of men on base and got jammed. This ball is going to come in on the fist of Kipnis and result in a little pop up to center field.
A good look at that cutting action. That,
yeah, he did.
Kind of off-centered backspin. Makes the ball run in to the left-hander away from a right-hander. Well, here's Chisenhall, who had a 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning. He takes ball 1.
Chisenhall coming into the game had hit over 400 in his last 20 ball games, so he's extremely hot.
Darvish with the 1-0 pitch. And that is a little bit high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Chisenhall, as you saw, that average at 361. Up his RBI total to 22 for the year. And the pitch is low. It's 3-0. Chisenhall is able to extend this 7th inning. David Murphy, the Indians right fielder, waits to be next. Darvish to the plate. And misses badly upstairs for ball 4. A 2-out walk. It'll bring up Murphy, who was also walked tonight one time. Ron Washington, Mike Maddox. Wash will ask Mike for his opinion. What do you think we ought to do with Darvish? And doesn't look to be a lot of concern about where you is right now. And I don't mean his physical presence. Pitch count and how he's throwing the baseball. I have confidence in him to get out of this inning. Infield shift is on with Elvis Andrus over about 7 or 8 steps to the first base side of second. Rougned Odor right at the edge of the outfield grass. David Murphy, as you no doubt always see, hitting out of that wide open stance. Takes strike one. Murphy, 5 home runs, 34 RBI for the Tribe. Brings that 8-game hitting streak into play here tonight, although he is 0 for 2 to this point. Slow breaking ball in the dirt. It gets away from Jimenez. Go down to second. Goes Chisenhall, and he has himself now in scoring position. That slow breaking ball just far enough out in front of Chris Jimenez. He couldn't get his body completely bent over in front of it. Couldn't get that upper body tilted forward to knock the ball down. No, 1-1 the count. Murphy fouls it down. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Murphy doing a great job for the Indians with runners in scoring position. You saw that 375 mark. And he's got Chisenhall out there at second here. 1-2 pitch to it. Hard hit ground ball. Moreland cuts it off. The underhand to Darvish covering, and they get Murphy by a step. Nice play by Mitch Moreland on a rut. And the Indians leave a runner aboard on the walk. Stretch time at the ballpark. 4-4 the score, and now let's join Chuck Morgan as he introduces God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise as we remember the servicemen and women who are serving our country at home and around the world. Tonight we invite everyone in Globe Life Park to join in singing God Bless America.
Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by Honda. Start something special with a great deal on a Honda now at your Honda dealer. And by Frost. Visit frostbank.com. A little over 38,000 on hand here tonight. Seeing a couple of offensive spurts by each club, and it has settled into a pretty good pitcher's battle between Trevor Bauer and Yu Darvish. Chris Gimenez, the catcher, starting off the Rangers' 7th inning. Gimenez 1 for 2. That double came back in the 2nd inning. Check swing on the pitch just off the outer edge, and the count moves to 2-0. Gimenez, a .429 hitter. He skies one well out of play on the right side. And the count moves to 2-1. Rangers 4 runs on just 5 hits, and as Tom told you, they haven't had a base hit since back in the 2nd inning. That was the inning in which they put 4 of their 5 hits together and came up with 4 runs. Since then, just a couple of walkers have reached base. Gimenez going up on top and fouled it back.
Yeah, you have to be pretty impressed with Trevor Bauer tonight, boy.
Yeah.
He is in many cases overmatched the Rangers with his fastball. Good movement on it, good velocity with it. Maybe he's thrown a lot of them too.
Pitch count at 96, and he doesn't show any signs of running out of steam.
I think he's answering your stamina question.
You're right.
Well, you look at, he's a young kid who's in great shape. And you can tell with the dedication that he's put into his craft, that he would be in great shape. Kind of who he is.
Off the fist up the middle. Cabrera does a 360 and throws out Chris Gimenez, 1 gone. Fans vote for your Texas Rangers to appear in this year's All-Star game. Vote online up to 25 times and select the Rangers as your favorite or other favorite. You'll receive a ticket offer good for 50% off select games in August and September. Just visit TexasRangers.com/vote today. And that's going to do it for Trevor Bauer. As Terry Francona out there. Bauer is 97 pitches, apparently on some kind of pitch limit. He's got a fairly easy out here to start off the 7th inning. And with Leonis Martin, the next hitter due up, there will be a pitching change underway. We'll be back to tell you about the new hurler right after this on TXA 21. Is the new hurler coming out of the Indian bullpen to take over for Trevor Bauer.
He's pitched in over half of Cleveland's ball games, 31 games, but he's only thrown 21 innings. He's definitely a situational lefty. Come in and get one or two left-hand hitters if he can, and then he's gone. Very seldom will he pitch an inning. Definitely not more than an inning. He's walked a few too many, got about a strikeout per inning, and keeps the ball in the ballpark.
You know, looking at his last name, that makes me want to ask if I can buy a vowel. There aren't many of them in there. Well, here's Leonys Martin. He takes a strike on the breaking ball.
Well, I've written his name several times tonight on my scorecard, but if I was in a spelling bee and I got it again right now, I still couldn't spell it.
Yeah, it's Mark. M-A-R-C.
I'd probably put M-A-R-K.
Fouled off by Leonys. He's down in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes. Martin, not an official at bat here tonight. He's had a sacrifice fly and also a walk. Zepchinski, basically a fastball slider left-hander. He came up originally with the Blue Jays back in 2009. Spent the last 3 years prior to last year with the St. Louis Cardinals. And he gets Leonys Martin on 3 pitches. He is gone. That's out number 2. And Michael Choice coming up.
Designated hitter, Michael Choice.
Looks like Zepchinski will be allowed to face Michael Choice. That last slider down, and Leonys Martin swinging over the top of it.
Zepchinski has a 103 opponent's batting average. Left-hand hitters are now 4 for 40 against him.
Choice a drive to right field. Murphy going back, way back, goodbye. Michael Choice, opposite field. The Rangers lead it 5-4.
After that, Michael Choice is not a left-hand hitter. Terry Francona had a left-hand hitter, Martin, and then 2 left-hand hitters after Michael Choice, Odor and Chu. He chose to let Zepchinski pitch to Choice, the right-hand hitter, knowing that 2 left-hand hitters came next, but he spoiled the strategy by going the opposite way and sneaking it right out of the ballpark. Right down the middle of the plate. Michael had a double to right field last night and a home run. He had a home run tonight and an RBI single earlier in the game. So 4 hits in the last 2 nights, all of them stroked well. And that's a big one right there to put the Rangers ahead.
Well, Michael made it the wrong choice for Terry Francona, and the right choice, Michael Choice, for the Rangers. Ball getting over and pinballing in the alleyway out there between the stands and the back of that wall. Well, Michael Choice, 5 home runs. He had a 2-run home run last night, a solo blast here tonight. He has just gone crazy. And the Rangers have that 1-run lead. Rougned Odor, 1 for 2. He had a 2-run home run. And he swings and misses here. He has gone on strike. So Zepchinski gets the 2 left-handed batters, but Michael Choice makes him pay for throwing a strike to a right-hander. On we go to the 8th inning. Rangers 5, Indians 4 on TXA 21. at Honda. Darvish night has come to a conclusion. Michael Choice, with the solo blast in the bottom of the 7th inning, has given Darvish an opportunity to win a ball game. And Jason Frazier coming on, trying to hold the 5-4 lead the Rangers have.
Pretty good numbers for Jason. It'll be his 24th ball game. His ERA is dipped below 2 now. Opponent's batting average right at 200. Getting an opportunity to be the 8th inning setup man tonight. And looking at the, you look at the rest of the bullpen right now, and that kind of is his role. Neil Potts, probably, depending on who the hitters are, could be used in that same role. Lefties, righties. Tanner Scheppers could evolve into the 8th inning guy. But right now, Jason Frazier and Neil Potts.
First pitch of the 8th inning to Yan Gomes. And it is ball 1. Gomes a 3 for 3 night. Neil Potts ready if needed in that Ranger bullpen. You have Santana to be next and Mike Aviles. Santana a switch hitter. Aviles a right-handed hitter. Frazier trying to work to these two. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gomes with his second 3-hit game of the season here tonight. He has not faced Jason Frazier before, at least in regular season action. Back to the plate. Frazier gets a swinging strike 2. Jason has that ability to elevate his fastball at will, and he really ties some guys up by doing that. He works down with the splitter and down with the breaking ball, and most of his fastballs are down, but when he elevates it, like he gets on the hitter pretty quickly. Says okay to the last sign by Jimenez. Fly ball down the left field line. That is hooking, and it will go foul before it gets to the pole. Back into the crowd. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Rangers tonight 5 runs on 6 hits. Indians 4 runs on 9 hits. Trevor Bauer, the starter for the Indians, will have nothing to do with the decision in this game. Zepchinski is on the hook right now. Swing, strike 3. Jason Frazier overpowering Yan Gomes for the strikeout.
He sure did. Jason now with 20 innings in her 3rd and 22 strikeouts. There it is. Nothing fancy there. Right in the middle of the plate, just threw it by him.
Well, 1 away, and Carlos Santana now will come to the plate. Santana singled to right his last time up. Switch hitter still up there from the left side against the right-hander, Jason Frazier.
You're talking about Santana tonight. He came into the game hitting 159, but he'd walked 43 times and had an on-base percentage of .327. Pretty good for a guy hitting 159. The last 3 years, he's averaged 94 walks, which gives him a very solid on-base percentage, even though he hasn't hit for a real high batting average.
Takes that pitch inside. It's 2-0. He's faced Jason Frazier 6 times in the past. He's gone 2 for 6 with 3 strikeouts. Frazier working from behind here at 2 balls and no strikes. Big rip and a miss on the off-speed pitch.
A great 2-0 pitch. He tried to tie the ball game with a fastball. He threw him a slider down and in. Probably was a strike too. It's a great pitch.
With Frazier on the mound now, the infield playing Santana around to the right, but not in an extreme overshift. Outfield also around to the right, and the pitch floats outside. Well, the count goes to 3-1. Santana is able to get aboard with 1 out. Mike Aviles, the number 9 hitter, will follow. Jason, a long look in. He has one he wants. The 3-1 pitch. It's fouled right back toward us. And the count has gone full. Little indecision in Carlos Santana that time. He got the fastball on 3-1, but after getting an off-speed pitch on 2-0, he wasn't quite as aggressive.
No, that's in the back of your mind. He's walking around thinking, all right, 3-2, what am I going to throw him right here?
And they're looks like they're going to go with a slider. Payoff pitch. Fouled away.
Throw him a good one, too.
Yeah.
I would think, Buzz, that's kind of frustrating when you've got a 3-2 count and you make that pitch and he falls off a great pitch.
Yeah, well, it can be, Tom. But I think you say to yourself, okay, now if I'd thrown that a little further inside, he probably would have swung and missed. So, I would tend to come back to it. They're going to go with the fastball inside, I think. On 3-2, it's on the way. He jammed him pretty well that time, too. Now, usually you'd say that the longer you go in a 3-2 count, more foul balls there are, the more the at-bat goes toward the hitter. I think in this case, Santana's thoroughly confused now.
Well, he's definitely in a swing mode.
Yeah. Ranger says okay to that fastball away. Target is set out there. 3-2 is outside, ball 4. He tried to paint the corner and just missed, and Santana with that great eye able to garner the 1-out walk. Well, now Frazier will face Mike Aviles with 1 on and 1 out. Sandy Alomar Jr. talking to Carlos Santana over there at first base. Aviles 1 for 7 lifetime against Jason Frazier. Rangers a double play depth up the middle. Elvis and Rougned Odor up a couple of steps and just about straight away. Frazier the high set, and the pitch is a fastball, strike 1. Aviles tonight 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts and a fly ball to left. Aviles pretty much a fly ball hitter, so he doesn't ground into a lot of double plays. That statistic there is only 12% of the time. Indians, though, have grounded into 56, which is a considerable number. A little toss to first. Rangers, they lead the world in this league and whatever other league you want to talk about. They've grounded into 64 this year. Indians, though, only 8 behind them. Frazier heaves his high, and now comes set. The 0-1 pitch. That's out of play to the right. And Jason now working from a position of strength at 0-2.
Aviles one of those guys that walks very little. He's only walked 6 times, but not a big strikeout guy either. He puts the ball in play.
The guy who made a splash, Mike Aviles, with Kansas City several years ago. He'd spent 8 years in the minor league level before he finally got a chance. Came up and a wild swinger that made contact all the time and seemed to get base hits at will. When he first came up, then guys figured out, hey, maybe you want to throw in something that spins a little bit.
Yeah, don't throw it in the strike zone.
That's down and in. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Nice job by Jimenez to block that pitch from getting to the backstop.
He has struck out a couple of times against you, Darvish, but so is almost everybody else in the league.
Yeah. Yeah, no shame in that.
No.
Frazier reading the signs. A little nod of the head, and he will go into the set position. This is inside. It's 2-2. Frazier got a strikeout to start the inning. Yan Gomes went down swinging, then a walk to Carlos Santana. He is at first. Mike Aviles up there. The count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Now the count is full. Frazier losing the advantage, not only in the count, but in the psychological game. Going from 0-2 to 3-2. Aviles, the number 9 hitter, and followed by the top of the order, and that's Michael Bourne waiting to be next. Let's see if Santana is off and running with the 3-2 pitch. Good look from our wedgie cam right down the right field line. See the short lead that Santana has. Jason Frazier ready. He's on the move. 3-2 pitch, grounded up the middle. Elvis to the bag, gets the out, and now throws falling down. They complete the double play.
Wow.
What an athletic play by Elvis Andrus. It does not get any better than that, and that is quite a way to end the 8th inning.
That's being taken out on the double play and still getting it.
My goodness. We'll be seeing that all over television for the next couple of days. On to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers still leading 5-4. th and the 11th. The Rangers play the Marlins in a 2-game series. Wednesday, June 11th is Nolan Ryan Beef Dollar Hot Dog Night. Eat all the Nolan Ryan Beef hot dogs you can for just $1 each. And don't wait now. Make sure you get your tickets at TexasRangers.com. The Rangers maintaining a 5-4 advantage thanks to pretty fancy footwork and some guile by that man, Elvis Andrus, turning the double play. And now we go to the bottom of the 8th, and Scott Atchison, the veteran right-hander, on the hill. Atchison, a Keller resident.
Yeah, Scott went to TCU. He's been playing for about 15 years, 38 years old. Spent a lot of time in the minor leagues, was signed as a minor league free agent. He's persevered and still pitching in the big leagues. All told, he's got about 5 years in the big leagues out of the 15 years. So about 10 of the years have been spent in various cities across the country in minor league baseball.
And he fires a strike here. It's 3-1 now to Shin-Soo Choo.
4-year letterman at TCU. Frogs will be playing in a super regional coming up.
Out of play to the left. Yeah, that's
a hotter team in college baseball
no.
than the TCU Horned Frogs.
I think that's starting tomorrow, isn't it?
Yep.
Saturday. Jew on base a couple of times tonight. He has walked and singled, 1 for 2, and now hitting at .277. And call strike 3. Jew thought he had ball 4, but Atchison able to get the call for out number 1. Is that the chew zone?
Might have been the chew zone. Let's see. He's kind of the chew zone up there, but I guess if you really are technical about it, that is a strike, touching the stop at top of the strike zone.
Well, Scott Atchison with the strikeout. Now Elvis Andrus comes up, and his hitting streak is on the line here. 37 consecutive games against the Cleveland Indians. Elvis has hit safely. Tonight, 0 for 3. Is lined out a couple of times and grounded into a double play. And the pitch way outside. 2-0.
Hey, last time up was the closest he's come to a hit tonight. He hit a pretty hard line drive at the shortstop.
And a ground ball through the hole, and the streak continues. 38 straight games for Elvis Andrus.
A lot of people in the stands aren't aware of that, but Elvis is aware of it.
Yep.
You can guarantee that.
I would assume as many times as he gets asked about it before and during the series against the Indians. Hard to forget.
Yeah.
Andrus with the base hit the other way, and now with Elvis on board with just 1 out. Terry Francona going out to the mound. He will take the ball from Scott Atchison. He will most likely bring in a left-hander to face Mitch Moreland. A pitching change again underway. Rangers making some noise here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They are leading 5-4. We'll be back with more right after this on TXA 21. Energy play of the game. In the 8th inning, Elvis Andrus did it almost all by himself. Santana coming down to a second, took him out. Elvis spin it all over the place and gets up to make the double play and get the Rangers off the field. TXU Energy, inspired by you and Elvis. Some kind of play.
You don't see that one very often. The runner actually did his job trying to break up the double play. Not sure what happened to Aviles on the play, unless he's got a sore leg, but he never really was in the picture.
Elvis aboard after the 1-out single. And the left-hander Nick Hagedorn, 27-year-old, on the hill now to face Mitch Moreland. Mitch 0 for 3 tonight. Last time he flied out to left. Also popped out and struck out. See if Elvis has any thoughts of larceny. Hagedorn, a long look over there. And the pitch is low for ball one.
Only the third game for Hagedorn.
Hagedorn from Sandpoint, Idaho. Now lives in the Seattle area. Came over from the Red Sox back in 2009 to the Tribe. Check swing, and Mitch able to check it in time. It's 2 balls and no strikes. That deal for the Indians in 2009 with the Red Sox at the trading deadline was the deal for Victor Martinez going over to the Sox. The Indians got Justin Masterson and Brian Price along with Nick Hagedorn. Now the 2-0 instead is a toss to first. Elvis back. Pretty good stranding percentage, almost 80% for the Indian bullpen. That's the second best in the American League, just a few tenths behind Boston. And it can also irritate the crowd. Throw after throw. Hagedorn, a big left-hander at 6'5", 230 pounds. An imposing figure on the mound. Elvis, a pretty good lead at first. 2-0 the count to Mitch Moreland. Now, considering this is the first game of a 4-game series, you don't want to get them too mad at you. Sunday or Monday would be okay to get them mad.
The home crowd is very, in every ballpark, very protective of their base runners.
Yeah.
They don't want to see the other team try to pick them off. They have no problem with our pitchers picking off their runners. They just don't want to see it happen to ours.
Hagedorn spending a lot of time thinking about Elvis over there, and he's gone 3-0 now to Mitch Moreland. Moreland hitting in the 3 slot. He'll be followed by the cleanup man, Adrian Beltre. You would think Terry Francona will be taking the ball from Nick Hagedorn right after he's finished with Mitch Moreland. Outside, ball 4. A single, now a walk. Hagedorn not able to get the left-hander that he was charged with, and that's going to bring Terry Francona back to the mound. So the Rangers threatening to add more here in the bottom of the 8th inning. You saw John Axford out there in the Tribe bullpen. Terry Francona takes the ball from Hagedorn. He signals that he wants the right-hander. So another pitching change here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 on with 1 out. Rangers leading 5-4 and looking for more. We'll be back to tell you about it right after this. to their lead, which currently is 5-4. They have runners at first and second. And Terry Francona has gone to 31-year-old right-hander John Axford here in the 8th inning.
Well, Axford's got a big arm, tough to hit. Opponents are only hitting .214 against him. Biggest problem has been command. He's walked 17 batters in 22 innings. Pretty good ERA. Started off the season as the closer. He saved 9 games for Cleveland. Struggled occasionally in that role. But he's capable of coming in, throwing hard, and getting outs, too. He throws strikes.
Yeah, he'll be charged with facing Adrian Beltre, runners at first and second, and 1 out here in the 8th inning. And Andrus at second, Moreland at first. Beltre tonight 0 for 3. And this crowd of 38,348. They are getting behind their Rangers here in the 8th inning. They want to see more runs. And you have just the guy at home plate that you would like to have up there if you're looking to score. "6'5" John Axford comes set. And the first pitch to Beltre. Going to third is Andrus. He will be in. No throw as Moreland stayed at first.
Gomes really wasn't going to throw Elvis out. He was hoping that Mitch was going to second, but Mitch wasn't. Elvis just got the big jump, took off on his own, and went in without a throw.
The second Ranger stolen base tonight, 14th of the year for Elvis. Well, now runners at the corners. A count of 0-1 to Beltre.
Well, with a little bit of a shift they've got on, it wasn't like they couldn't hold Elvis at second. The second baseman was fairly close to second base. They just, I guess, made the assumption he wasn't going to go or didn't pay much attention to him, and Elvis took advantage of it.
You know, with this shift on, you're inviting Adrian Beltre to just poke one through the hole.
Sure.
On the right side. He does that very well.
Tried to.
Yep. You know, in a run-producing situation like this, Adrian not at all opposed to just taking one on the ground to the right side. He knows that'll get the job done. And the second baseman, Kipnis, playing just a couple of steps to the first base side at second. That's a huge hole. That's an 80-foot hole on that right-hand side. 0-2 the count now. Axford checks the runners as he comes set. Pokes it into center field. Coming on Bourne. Tagging at third, Andrus. Here comes the throw from Bourne. It's a good one. The slide. He's safe at home plate.
Boy, the same thing, Buzz.
Going in head first. Elvis got the hand in. He was called safe by Lance Barksdale. That's going to bring Terry Francona out. Almost a carbon copy of the run that Chris Jimenez scored in the second inning.
Yeah, Jimenez barely got underneath the tag. It looked like Elvis barely got underneath the tag. It's a good throw from Bourne, who's not that deep in center field. Watch Elvis's hand sneak under the tag, touch the plate just as he's getting tagged. And Chris did the same thing with his foot. Just barely got his foot in as the tag was made. Both runs counted barely.
Boy.
That's a big stolen base and a big run right there.
Sure was.
A little bit of an insurance run.
Well, Adrian Beltre with his 27th RBI. The Rangers lead it 6-4. And Alex Rios takes high for ball 1. Great overhead shot there from the first base side. And see that call. Lance Barksdale right on top.
He had perfect positioning.
Yep. Rios 1 for 3 tonight. Fisted and shoots one out to Kipnis in second. On to first, that'll do it. But the Rangers add on a very big insurance run. Elvis Andrus started it with a one-out single and scored on the sacrifice fly. It's Joaquin Soria time as we go to the ninth. Rangers leading 6-4. We'll see how important that run is, but I know one thing, that the new pitcher, Joaquin Soria, will know how to pitch with the extra run in his advantage. He is on now to try and make it 13 saves in 14 opportunities.
He'll face Michael Bourne in the top of the Cleveland lineup. Bourne, Cabrera, and Brantley.
And a defensive substitution for Shin-Soo Choo. It's Daniel Robertson, mask and all, out there now in left field. Soria's first pitch of the top of the ninth to Michael Bourne is in for strike one. Bourne tonight 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. And he is 0 for 1 in his career against Joaquin Soria. 0-1 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike. Last time we saw Joaquin Soria, he was working a perfect 1-2-3 ninth last night against the Baltimore Orioles. Fastball up and in, and a check swing. The ball goes all the way to the backstop. It's 2-1. Rangers 6 runs on 7 hits. They have played error-free baseball. Indians 4 runs on 9 hits. They have committed 1 error. The Ranger bench yelling out at Lance Barksdale, the home plate umpire. Now Wash is going to come out and talk to him about it. If they thought that last pitch was a strike on the foul tip. And once Barksdale put up the count, 2 balls and 1 strike, the bench started yelling at him. And now Wash is going to get a clarification from Lance Barksdale. And apparently the question has been resolved. Maybe not to Wash's pleasure, but it has been resolved.
Well, it hit the glove and hit the umpire, so it might have sounded like a foul tip.
That is flared down the left field line. Robertson will take a look at it, but it's out of play.
Probably from the dugout, it might have looked like a foul tip. You couldn't see whether the ball hit the bat, but you heard it hit twice.
So it's 2-2 now to Bourne. Big man for Joaquin Soria to try and get. Breaking ball, got him swinging.
Well, it's such an effective pitch for him. If he gets ahead, he can get you in a lot of different ways. 4 straight strikeouts for Bourne. And he can come at you with a well-located fastball, but lately, more often than not, it's been a slow curveball, and almost every one of them is located exactly the same. Looks good, you got to swing at it, you're fooled by the change of speed, and then the location down and out of the strike zone just makes it impossible to make any contact. If you hang that, even though you're out in front of it, you might be able to make a little weak contact, but not when it's down there.
You know, that's got to be one of those ones, Tom, where you see it on tape and stuff, and you know as a hitter he's going to throw it, and until you get up there and face it.
It's entirely different.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of them either. You only see one of them.
Right.
It's not like you face them 4 times and you say, okay, I've got that one figured out. You face them, 2 or 3 times a year and see that pitch once or twice, you're not going to have much success against it. But you're right. You can know he has that pitch and still not be able to wait on it.
As Asdrubal Cabrera, a 3 for 4 night. He's taking all the way, showing bunt, but had no intention of bunting. 1-1 the count. Soria on. Rangers trying to cobble together a little win streak. Make it 2 in a row. If they can close this one out. Cabrera 1 for 7 in his career. Now he's going to be 1 for 8 as Odor throws him out against Joaquin Soria. Cabrera's making a U-turn at first.
And both of the outs have come on the slow curveball. One was a strikeout. That one was a ball hit fairly well, but right into the shift.
Ron Washington sees his closer now, just 1 out away from locking down his 13th save of the year. Michael Brantley, the only Indian standing in Joaquin Soria's way. Brantley 0 for 3 with a walk tonight. Over the years, Brantley has had good success against Soria. And a small sample, just 3 at bats, but he has 2 hits. Crowd of better than 38,000 on their feet. And the first pitch is low for ball one. Soria appearing in for the Science. Chris Jimenez flashing them out. 30-year-old right-hander sets at the belt. The 1-0 pitch. A rip and a miss. And the count is even.
He's got them all working tonight. I look like a changeup. Definitely fooled Brantley.
Brantley, a .304 hitter. As he faces Soria here in the ninth with the bases empty and 2 outs. 1-1 pitch. Line drive, base hit to right field, and the Indians will indeed get the tying run to home plate here in the ninth inning. Jason Kipnis, their cleanup man, is coming to the plate.
Second baseman Jason Kipnis.
Well, Brantley, a 2-out single to extend this ball game.
He's got a good fastball to hit. Took advantage of it.
Kipnis is 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Brantley will not be held at first. He's going to go to second as the first pitch is low from Soria. Ball one. Defensive indifference allowing Brantley to take second base. Kipnis' base hit came back in the third inning. Since then he has struck out and flied out. A strike on the outer edge. 1-1 to Kipnis. Rangers again not going into the extreme overshift of the left-handed hitter. Elvis shading towards second. Odor midway between first and second to cut that hole down. Outside, 2-1. Kipnis 3 home runs, 13 driven in. Soria okays the sign. And hits the bottom of the strike zone. 2-2. Now the crowd will begin to stand as one again. Electricity generated in the last couple of innings here at Globe Life. Good to see. And Joaquin Soria trying to close it down. Fans mad at Jason Kipnis for stepping out. 2-2 with 2 outs. Soria ready. On the way. Breaking ball, Barry Trevor. Soria with a pair of strikeouts. His 13th save, Darvish, his 6th win, and the Rangers have won 2 in a row as they defeat the Indians tonight 6-4, the final.